Today, I would like to submit a formal complaint to the Chicago Department of Transportation. The target of my complaint is here, the intersection of Clark Street and LaSalle Drive in the Lincoln Park neighborhood, directly adjacent to the neighborhood's namesake itself. Specifically, I would like to draw CDOT's attention to this area right here, labeled Eugenie Triangle Park. What we have here is something that unfortunately happens quite a bit in American urban planning, wherein a slip lane is added to an intersection in order to allow cars to bypass a stoplight when turning. We can see a similar case over here at the intersection of Elston and Ashland. According to a video by Not Just Bikes, slip lanes are inherently dangerous for pedestrians because the cars don't slow down. At the intersection of Elston and Ashland, you'll see a pedestrian signal and a well-marked crosswalk. Now, let's say we were on the western side of Clark Street and we're walking north. Here's what you would encounter. There is a crosswalk that is painted for about 2 feet, then just stops. And what's even worse is instead of a place on the other side where you could visualize the imaginary crosswalk connecting, you have the exit of an apartment building driveway loop thing. On Google Maps, it looks like it's just a quick little 30-foot jump across the slip lane, but in reality, it's very long. Using the measured distance feature on Google, it shows about 95 feet to the opposite sidewalk. That's crazy. It's basically the same distance as crossing the entirety of LaSalle Drive. If we go back in time to 2007 on Google Street View, we can see that the lines extended to the other side, but without connecting to the sidewalk for some reason. So it looks like they haven't repainted the lines in probably 20 years, which leads me to believe it's intentional. We can see the crosswalk lines over here were repainted somewhere between May and October of 2011. This is totally a conspiracy theory, but maybe the city wanted to get rid of the crosswalk there, but didn't want the public to be angry about it, so they just slowly let the lines fade away over 20 years. So what you're left with is a 100% totally ambiguous situation. I honestly do not know if the city of Chicago would consider this a crosswalk or if they would consider it to be jaywalking if someone crossed here. It's completely unclear. While getting these shots, I saw several people cross it, so obviously it's still used as a crosswalk by the people. And what's even more interesting about this is that if we go down slightly further at the same intersection, we have some really weird crosswalks that also have pedestrian signals. So clearly, Chicago has thought about this intersection and is at least somewhat concerned about pedestrian safety, and yet we have a 95-foot sprint across the hot lava at the same intersection. So, what should CDOT do about this? Well, as I see it, and I am about as far from an expert as you can get, there are two options. Option one, my preference, is to remove the slip lane altogether. Make the tiny Eugenie Park into something nicer with green space or something. It's very loud at this intersection, so I'm not sure many people would want to spend a lot of time there. But hey, if you put a pickleball court anywhere, someone will use it. Or option two, repaint the lines, put in a pedestrian signal, and have a crosswalk connect to the sidewalk with an actual curb cut that makes it intentional, not just saying, hey, the apartment building driveway thing counts. So that is my formal complaint and my conspiracy theory. Chicago Department of Transportation, I hope to hear from you shortly. Thanks for watching.